Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for July 19th, 2013. Of course, it's Friday. It's the end of this very hot, very uncomfortable, and at times very dangerous week. So, what are we expecting with this heat wave today? Well, as you can already see, temperatures are already pushing into the lower to mid 80s throughout the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Dew points are already in the mid to upper 70s. Over the interior, not that much better, upper 70s to lower 80s. Don't be surprised if somebody in the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area, especially around Newark, JFK, Philadelphia, breaks 100 degrees today. Consider this. Yesterday at this time at 8:30, we were at 80, 81. Today, 82 to 84. So you kind of expand that out to this afternoon. Wouldn't be surprised if someone is around 100, 102 degrees. Basically, what we saw yesterday is what we're going to see today. Hazy, hot, humid weather conditions, and isolated thunderstorms possible but not likely, and unfortunately, humidity will remain in place. Will there be an end to this heat wave? Yes, by tomorrow evening. However, if you're looking for a cool, crisp Canadian air mass, you're going to be a bit disappointed in this forecast. So let's take a look at the radar right now. As you can see, there really isn't anything out there to worry about. We do have an isolated shower way up here in central New York, but that's about it. The rest of the region is high and dry with no indication of any thunderstorm development. On the infrared satellite picture, you can see clear skies clearly taking hold. Of course, we're going to have some haze because of all the humidity in the atmosphere. And also, there will be a concern of ozone being an issue as well. So, if you are outdoors at all, please use extreme caution. Drink plenty of water, and if possible, just stay indoors. Stay in a cool location, and stay out of this heat because it is nasty out there. With the heat index easily pushing over 105 degrees, there's no reason to be outside in this type of weather. Now, here's our cold front. Now, let's take a look at the water vapor satellite picture because I want to make a few points here. One, unlike yesterday, we really don't have any disturbances that are clearly focusing towards the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. So I think the potential for thunderstorms is even more isolated today because we really don't have any dynamic or defined disturbance, unlike yesterday, where we had a few thunderstorms develop over portions of northeastern Pennsylvania and south central New Jersey. So as a result, the potential for thunderstorms will be even more isolated today. This trough, this heat trough here, is basically a separation between the Atlantic Ocean, which is, of course, producing a bit cooler temperatures, lower to mid-90s rather than 99 along the immediate coast, and, of course, the heat wave that's in place over the rest of the region. This is our cold front. Now, the bulk of the dynamics and energy with this cold front will be driven towards the eastern Great Lakes and New England. We're going to be at the tail end, right about here. This is the part of the trough that will move towards us tomorrow afternoon, evening. So, while I do think that there will be a potential for showers and thunderstorms, and some of them will be severe, I think the worst of the severe weather will be to the north of the region, more towards, let's say, the Albany district and central and northern New England, and especially over southeastern Canada, and not so much over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Stating that, these thunderstorms that do move through tomorrow evening, especially from about 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. over eastern Pennsylvania, 6 p.m. through 11 p.m. over the rest of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, these thunderstorms will feature very heavy downpours, frequent lightning, possibly some large hail, and of course wind gusts over 40 miles per hour. The thunderstorms that reach severe levels will feature wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. So we're going to be dealing with the potential for flash flooding, wind damage, and lightning damage, and potentially some hail damage as well. So tomorrow evening, if you have plans for any outdoor activities, not exactly the best weather conditions. Ahead of this cold front, by the way, expect temperatures to remain just as hot. With some increase in cloud cover, we may not reach 99, but don't be surprised if you're around 95, 96, maybe even 97 degrees. I'm not 100% convinced that temperatures are going to be that much cooler tomorrow. In fact, I would not be surprised at all if locations like Newark, Camden, New Jersey, JFK reach very close to 100 degrees again, especially if these thunderstorms are delayed by just a few hours. we're talking about a 2 hour delay in these thunderstorms moving through and starting to increase the cloud cover. There's really no change in the air mass, so therefore you could still potentially reach those higher 90s and possibly even touching 100 degrees. So just be prepared for tomorrow to be just as bad as today. Then the cold front moves through. Now let's take a look at this model, guys, because it's pretty interesting to keep an eye on here. So here we are for this evening. High pressure to control, Bermuda high, hot and humid, so on and so forth. Here comes the cold front tomorrow again. Notice that the brunt of the cold front is focused more towards southeastern Canada rather than the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area. Cold front moves through. Showers and thunderstorms will be a threat, of course. And then the cold front stalls out. Now, this is going to be an issue for us because basically what we have is this cold front that's going to meander around the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. And along that cold front, we're going to have a southwesterly flow. And what is that southwesterly flow producing or transporting? Well, plenty of tropical moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. So we have a weakening boundary set up over the region, a tropical air mass being transported northward. Now, granted, temperatures are going to be cooler. We're going to be talking about 87 to 90 degrees rather than 95 to 100 degrees. So it will be cooler. It just won't be less humid. I don't think that we're going to see a significant drop in our humidity. Maybe for Sunday afternoon with the high pressure building in. But then thereafter, moving forward from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and let's just go into Friday as well, the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area will be trapped between this trough that's setting up over the Ohio River Valley and our western Atlantic ridge. And in between that, we get a persistent southwesterly flow. So next week, if you're looking for any real relief, okay, so we're not 99 with a heat index of 110, but we will be dealing with frequent showers and thunderstorms capable of developing at any time. Temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 80s along the immediate coast, upper 80s to lower 90s everywhere else. High levels of humidity will make temperatures feel like the lower to mid 90s. If this sounds familiar to you, this is basically the pattern that we saw before our heat wave. So basically a lot of tropical-like conditions, showers and thunderstorms each day, very heavy downpours, plenty of rainfall, flash flooding, so on and so forth. So we're going from our heat wave pattern back to our tropical pattern. And that, unfortunately, is the change in the air mass and the change in the weather pattern. Basically, we go from hot and uncomfortable and dangerous to wet and uncomfortable. And still dangerous with the potential for flash flooding. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen D. Martino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day, and please stay safe out there.